Hey there and welcome back to the channel. Now, as I shoot this video, it's a blizzard outside, so while it is May 1st today, it does not look like it outside. In this video, we're going to touch on what the market's doing currently in Cochrane, Alberta, and give you that update going into May, which is typically one of the busier months in real estate in Alberta. Now, last month, sales did ease in Cochrane, being down almost 21%. However, they still are up 7% year over year. Now, one of the biggest drivers for the sales being down in Cochrane is just a lower number of new construction homes being sold in the month of April. Because of that, it did not have a huge effect on the pricing, and we'll get to that a little bit later in the video. Now, inventories did rise slightly, bringing the monthly supply up to about 1.6. And while that still is an improvement over the previous months, it still is down from Cochrane's historic normal of about 2 to 2.5 months of inventory. So things are still remaining fairly tight here in Cochrane, Alberta, where April saw about 130 new listings and only 90 sales. However, looking into May, there is a few more listings on the market to look at should you be looking to move into Cochrane, Alberta. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the pricing has not changed all that much here in Cochrane, Alberta. In fact, both the detached and the total benchmark price both rose about 11% over last year, and they're both up about 1% over last month. That brings the total benchmark price up to about $561,000 and the detached price up to about $663,000. Now, those price increases are pretty high. Again, we're in the double digits over last year for price increases, but that does follow suit with all of Calgary and the surrounding region. Calgary is actually ahead of that, up at about 13% year over year. And so although we are seeing quite the substantial price growth year over the year throughout the whole Calgary region, Cochrane still is remaining to be either at the same level or slightly below that increase, keeping its place as one of the more affordable places around Calgary to find a home. Now, in the month of April, the sales to list price ratio did remain at about 100%. So people buying homes in Cochrane, Alberta currently are paying right around asking price or list price for those homes. Now, while there's always opportunities to negotiate price on a real estate deal, I think it's important to remember, especially in a market like this, price is not your only negotiating tool. And so there's always different ways and creative ways to negotiate that real estate deal that may allow the seller of the home to see a dollar amount they like while giving you either some conditions that are important to you or move-in dates that are important to you and so forth. So keep that in mind when you are looking at the sales to list price ratio being right at about 1-to-1. Now, I think one interesting thing to note right now with inventory levels, and this will have an effect on Cochrane, I believe, moving into the summer, is Airdrie, the other, in my mind, competing town for a town close to Calgary and while being not in Calgary. Airdrie's inventory levels have been extremely low over the past few months, and it's currently sitting at just under 0.8 of a month of inventory. So while Airdrie sees that really increased demand and low inventory levels, there could be a push from Airdrie to Cochrane here moving into the summer, which could create a really competitive environment moving into the summer. So that's something, in my opinion, you'd want to keep an eye on and see how that is progressing as we move into the summer months. As always, I hope you found this information and this little debrief and summary on how the Cochrane, Alberta real estate market is performing. And if you have any questions in specific to Cochrane, Alberta or the surrounding areas, please reach out and get a hold of me. I'd love to help you navigate your real estate journey. Thanks, and I will catch you in the next one.